What's going on YouTube? It's Dr. J. I have a unboxing for you for the Yeezy Slide Onyx rep, and then I will compare it to a retail rep for you. So this shipped via FedEx to me. Got here very quickly, and I'm going to try to carefully cut open the packaging as not to damage it with this X-Acto knife. So now that that's cut, I have to do a little more cutting on the side. And we'll just cut this to make it easier. All right, that should get me inside the box. And I'm controlling my camera with my watch, so as my watch pops on, you'll see the video of what's happening. All right, this is from B Kicks. It's bubble wrapped. Flip it this way. You can see the Adidas logo on there. You can see that it is a Yeezy Slide Onyx is the colorway, size 12. So let me go ahead and get this out of the bubble wrap for you all. Looks like it's taped here, so I'll see if I can just pull off this piece of tape. Make it easy. There we go. Yeezy Slide. So the box got a little crush from shipping. It did ship within 3 days. This actually came from Hong Kong, so it had a little bit of ways to travel before it got to me here in the US. But so far from just holding it, the box feels like other Yeezy Slide boxes I've had. There is this piece of tape that isn't normally on a Yeezy Slide box, but it's on this one. And here is the tag and label. Once I do the comparison, we can look at the labels retail versus this replica pair and see what it looks like. So far, the boxing experience seems very similar to what I would expect when I buy my retail pairs from the retail pairs that I do have. This usually has this little tab here. I always try not to bend it out when I open them, so see if I can do that on this pair. Usually I'll just shake them out the box, but since this box is dented, it's not going to be as easy to open it. It is taking quite a bit of force. So this is sliding opening. I'm noticing one thing already, that it's not wrapped in paper. When you get these from Adidas, these will be wrapped in paper. Pulling it out the box looks pretty similar to what I think a slide would look like. From other pairs I've seen, usually this part is a little higher, but we can compare the two. It does feel soft. Has the Adidas tagging in there. See if we can get that on camera for you. And I'll take pictures of the retail versus the rep side by side. But these are both shoes there. So far, they look good. All right, retail versus rep box. The rep box is on the bottom, the retail is on the top. As far as sizing, they have the sizing right. Even as far as labeling goes, they look the same. This comes from me trying to open the box because it was crushed, and so that got smashed. At a glance, the writing looks similar. It is a little lighter on the replica box. Font might be slightly smaller here. That I can tell. Otherwise, these look pretty similar. In the light, the labels look pretty similar. I'll take pictures of them so we can examine those more closely. Looks like all the numbers are the same. Font looks pretty close and everything, so that part looks pretty good. Even side by side, the boxes are about the same height as well, so that part is good. On the top, slide on the retail box looks just a little darker. The color of the cardboard is a little bit different, but that's not anything you'd be able to tell unless you have both pairs sitting here like I do. All right, replica pair ships like that in the box. Retail pair comes wrapped in the box. This is a little crumpled because I've unwrapped these before, but that is the difference in how the two ship. All right, reps here, retail here. So reps come in the box, just like that. There is some tissue paper in there. It's the color is a little different than the retail. If you can see that at all, I'll show you closer. But the retails come wrapped, as I mentioned in the previous video. And paper quality isn't too far off, actually. The paper quality for the rep is there, and for the retail, paper quality is here. Paper quality isn't far off. The color is slightly different. The replica pair has a slightly glossier wax to it, where the retail pair look flat. Now the retail pair does come with this tag, but so does the replica pair come with this tag. So they both say RFID enabled. So I will grab both of them and bring them closer to the camera. What I'll do is take a picture to see if you can see any differences. But looking at them, the font on the retail pair towards the bottom is a little less bold. So it's a thinner writing. It also has different numbers on it. So where the bottom right, where it says 295 CHN on this one, it says 290 on this one. Other than that, the numbering is the same. So from here down, you can tell that the fonts are a little bolder. On the retail pair, the HQ6448 number is bolder than it is on the replica pair. UPC looks similar, but the numbers are different on the UPC of the rep pair than it is on the original tag. Other than that, they both look to have RFID inside them. You can actually see it through here. It almost looks the same, but on the rep pair, you can tell the RFID and the tag is a little bit different. On the back of the cards, they have the same info. That looks a little closer, but there's different numbers on there, and this one is rip. So I'll take a picture of those and put those up on the screen so you can evaluate those as well. We'll talk a little bit more about them. I am going to set them back in the box in just a moment. There's nothing under the retail box except a little tag that says APO2. So this is the inside of the retail box, and you can see a slight little tag up there in the corner. I'm going to take a picture of that so you can see that. Inside the replica box, there is no little tag like that. So that is the difference between the two of them. And I'm trying to make sure I put the retail materials back in here so I can keep the two separate without mixing them up. All right, now on to the actual shoes. So as far as the shape goes, it looks like they have it pretty spot on. Again, this one is the replica. I can remember because it has a tag here. And this is the retail. It comes with the tag on the inside there. I'll try and get pictures of those so we can talk about the tags. But looking at them, maybe I tried this one on or something because it is wrinkled, so I must have put some weight in there. But the Adidas logo on both of them looks the same. It even looks to be in there at the same depth. The print that's on the shoes looks the same. Even looks like they have the shape right on the rip. So I've got one rip versus one retail. So one thing that is different on the rep, this is a little bit more pronounced than it is on the retail. All right, so looking at them, it looks like the replica pair has a good shape. It might have a higher slope going up this way than the retail pair, but what I did notice is that, let me lift these up for you where you can see a little better. So in the toes, the opening in the toe on the replica, which is this one, is more closed off. The retail pair is a little bit more open. It is a slight difference. That could vary on retail. I'm not sure. This is the only pair of these that I have. But other than that, the size and shaping of them looks good. So I guess looking at them this way in the camera, this one seems to slope up a little bit more, but it's so subtle. I don't think it's that anything anybody would notice. The main difference is this seam right here is just a little bit more pronounced than it is on the retail pair. That might be something you could fix with a piece of sandpaper. And so one of the things you look at on these is this design back here to see how they look. But from what I can tell, both pairs, it looks like they have that down. The only difference I see in that is the seam. The shape at the end here is a little bit different, but overall it's really good. Looking at the bottom of the shoe, they got the shape on the bottom of the shoe, right? There's this little dots here. So I'll bring that closer to the camera. I'll take some pictures of those so you can see them close up. Those are a little bit different. The two little dots here. This one's wider and has a little bit more texture to it. This one is a little bit more smaller and perfectly circular. So that one's more circular, that one's wider with a little bit more texture. But on foot, I don't think that anybody's going to notice that. Overall, this looks like they did really good with the reps. Sitting them next to each other. Now that I know how to tell them apart. And overall, it almost looks like I have two sets of the shoes, two sets of the same shoe. I think the only thing you can tell is that the opening on these is slightly different. The foam, the firmness feels about the same to me. Yeah, they both feel like they're the same. They feel like they feel the same on foot. I think on foot, the only difference you might notice would be the pronouncing of the seam, but overall, it looks like it's a very high quality replica. Let me turn the shoes this way and see if there's any differences, because there is this seam here. On one of these shoes, it looks like it, this one is a little bit more pronounced there, but that's something that you could probably live with, and it could be like that on retail pairs as well. So I don't think that's really a dead giveaway. And looking at them from this shape, that looks good also. I did shine the black light on the labels. I did not see any, or the black light, UV light on the box. I did not notice any differences. except that it looks darker on the retail box. I don't see any markings or anything that stand out. Even on the shoe, I didn't see any markings or anything that stand out. I will take it into a dark area to look at that. But overall, I think this is a nice replica. Again, this one comes from B Kicks. I'll put a link below because last time people were asking where did it come from, and then I'll get you pictures of the label. We'll do the black light test in the dark and see if there's any difference. All right, I brought these into a dark area. The retail is the one that I have the light on now. The replica is the one that I have the light on now. I personally don't see a whole lot of difference. The material looks the same on the shoes. The black light does nothing. On the label, just a corner of the label glows with the black light right there. Whereas on the replica pair, the whole label glows. So that might be a tell for you. So on the replica tag, it looks very like spotty under the black light, whereas on the retail tag, it kind of has that spotty look too in person, but actually I think that's the UPC we can see. So I'm not really sure what the methods are to legit check these, but in the black light, it doesn't seem like it's going to help you much. Maybe it'll help you a little bit with the label, since one label is more reflective than the other one. Again, this one on the retail pair only glows in one spot, whereas the replica pair just glows completely. These are the tags, so you can get a closer look at those and see the differences between the two. The one on the left is the retail tag, and the one on the right is the replica tag. And I also placed them top over bottom. The one on the bottom is the retail tag. This is the tag inside the replica shoe. If you take a good look at it, you'll notice that some of the numbers are different than on the retail shoe, and the font's a little bit different. Here is a side-by-side of the shoe. Again, this is a really good replica. The color and sheen is right. You'll notice that there is a little bit more opening on the toe for the retail pair. Retail is to the left, replica is to the right. And they are a good looking shoe overall. I don't think that many people would not be able to tell the difference between these two on foot. Even the Adidas logo looks imprinted in the shoe the same way. And the only way I could tell the difference between the shoes were the placement of the tag and the things that I mentioned earlier. Here's what they look like outside. The colors are not too far off. You can tell which one is the rep by the location of the tag that you can see, but I wanted you to see them outside. Colors are pretty close. I think it's close enough where you'd be able to wear these in peace and no one know the difference. Here is the box side by side. They look pretty good. I know I showed you all those earlier, but I did say I was going to take a picture of those. Here's the top where it says slide. Again, the box on the right, the wrinkle box is the replica box. And you can see the two different labels here. This is the retail. Now here comes the replica box with the masking tape to the left. And then I also have some comparison pictures where the differences are circled for you. So you can go from one to the other to see where you might see differences if you're trying to use this video to legit check your pair. Again, they are very close. There is a lot of detail that went into these reps, including the RFID inside the tag on the inside. Here's the tags, and those are the differences you can look for if you're using this to legit check your slides. I'll post a link, and there's also a $10 off discount code for B Kicks if you want to use that when you get this slides. Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up.